Thanks so much for joining us for our October 19th, 2020 BEX Weekly Update. Today, in place of our regular format, we are bringing you a segment from our October 15th Private Development Summit and Public Works Conference. This segment will cover the top 10 zombie projects in the state of Arizona. These are the living dead projects that were announced years ago and have shown very little movement or are just inching along. We hope you enjoy the segment.
Thank you so much, Will. My name is Kristen Amato, and my co-host today is Roger Alvarez. We are researchers with BEX. Today, we're going to be talking to you about the top 10 zombie projects here in the state of Arizona. So first up on the list is the Hotel del Sol Multimodal Transportation Center in Yuma. This project involves renovation of the historic 90-year-old Hotel del Sol building into a 24-hour multimodal transportation center. This project was initiated in 2000 when the Yuma Metropolitan Planning Organization developed a plan to create this multimodal transportation center. The city has since applied for multiple Tiger grants and build grants over the years, but each time did not receive funding. Earlier this year, council gave direction to pursue the build grant one more time. This will be the city's 7th attempt. Earlier this year, they also issued a design build solicitation, which was recently awarded to the team of SPS Architects and Core Construction. This project will not be constructed unless the city wins a federal grant from a program such as BUILD or obtains a private partner willing to fund construction. And this project currently has an estimated valuation of $14.4 million.
Cool. Thank you, Kristen. This project is the Fiesta Mall campus. We have this valued at $30 million. It's located on Southern Avenue in Mesa, Arizona. This is going to be the redevelopment of the old Fiesta Mall into a campus specifically for medical learning, community college, and for-profit schools. The property was sold to DFRI in May of 2017, and since then, we really haven't heard anything about this at all. We've talked to the city about it. They haven't seen anything new going through the city about this. Where Malcolm was originally listed on some renderings that were in news articles, and we've talked about and they're not involved with this either anymore, so this one looks like it's pretty much at this point.
All right, zombie project number 8, the Yuma Multiversity campus, also located in Yuma. The valuation on this project is still to be determined, but this project initiated in 2017 when the council adopted a plan for revitalizing the Old Town South sub-area that included an initial combined downtown university and research park with a campus for up to 4,000 students. In mid-2019, the project received $100,000 in grant funding to begin the planning process. In April of this year, the executive director for the YMC stated that the COVID-19 crisis has increased their intensity to move forward on a new type of site for higher education in the post-pandemic world, and that they have plans to aggressively move forward. In August, they issued an RFP for strategic assessment and market analysis consultant services, which is currently under review. The strategic plan, though, is expected to be complete in late May of 2021.
Cool. So this one's the Central Station redevelopment. We have it listed at $231 million. It's on Central Avenue in downtown Phoenix. This is going to be the replacement of the Phoenix Central Transit Station with a 30-story high-rise tower and an 18-story tower. The RFPs were announced in late 2018, and Metastar was the developer awarded based out of Chicago. We know Gold Evans is the architect. WSP is doing civil engineering work on this, and Snell and Wilmer is doing zoning and entitlements. Since that RFP was awarded, though, there really hasn't been much announcements on this project. They haven't selected a GC yet, and there's no construction timeline. There was some recent news about this, though. There was a target date for closing the site and deploying temporary bus stops instead, and that's October 26th. So we might see some movement with this after, but still looks like it's going to take a long time, and the construction timeline is expected to be 3 years on this one.
All right, zombie project number 6, the I-17 reversible lane system. This project would take place on the I-17 just north of Phoenix between Black Canyon City and Sunset Point. It has an estimated valuation of $342.5 million. In 2017, ADOT kicked off a design concept report of which the 2-lane reversible system was included. Then in October of 2019, they issued a procurement for design, build, operation, and maintenance services. The first step RFQ was due in December of 2019, and 3 teams were shortlisted, including Dragados Police Joint Venture, Hewitt Fan Joint Venture, and Black Canyon Mobility Partners. Those shortlisted firms were invited to submit on an RFP, which was anticipated to be due in September of 2020. When ADOT released its tentative CIP earlier this spring, this project was not included. However, ADOT released a revised tentative CIP back in September, and the project was re-added. Per the initial RFQ schedule, the preferred proposer for that design build RFQ is expected to be announced this month.
Cool. So the next project we got is the Hayden Flour Mill on Mill Avenue in Tempe, Arizona. We have this valued at $30 million to $50 million. This is going to be the redevelopment of the historic Hayden Flour Mill. The original plans called for it to be replaced with restaurant space, retail, hotel, and office space too. It went through all the zoning and all the approvals in 2017 and 2018, and then it just sort of fell apart completely. They had a GC on board, they had an architect. It was Smith Group and Son were supposed to be involved. They're no longer involved with the project, and we spoke to the city and they said that this one's pretty much done. The developer is still looking at opportunities, but if it is to happen, it probably will be a totally different design with all new teams.
All right, zombie project number 4 is our Tucson to Phoenix passenger rail yellow corridor alternative. This project will be construction of a passenger rail from Tucson to Phoenix, and it has an estimated valuation of $4.5 billion. The passenger rail corridor study began in 2011. A final Tier 1 draft environmental impact statement was completed in December of 2016. However, since then, the status has remained relatively the same. There is no construction schedule and no funding identified for this project. Moving forward, public and policymakers will decide how to generate funding to pay for the project. In late 2018, an article was published stating that All Aboard Arizona, a passenger train advocacy group, was trying to get a high-end privately funded group called Brightline interested in footing the project. Representatives were supposed to make a side trip to Arizona during the spring of 2019 while they were checking out one of their California Las Vegas routes. However, since then, no further information or updates were released regarding this potential partnership. So not sure what's going on with that one there.
Cool. So the next one's going to be Dreamport Villages. This was a destination resort planned in Casa Grande. This project's huge. We have it valued at $4 billion. It's broken up into 2 portions. The north portion was supposed to be the sports venue, the water park, the amusement parks, and retail space. And then the south portion was going to be a master planned community with enough space for people to live that were working there, even a college campus they were talking about. This was proposed in 2017, and since then it's been pretty radio silent. For the project to happen, they need to secure around 22 parcels of land and need to get a 100-year water supply. So it's very unlikely that this one will happen. AECOM is the lead design firm on it, and the Block Sport Group is the developer. They're still pretty optimistic about this project, but with those 2 big goals, it's pretty unlikely that we'll see this one moving forward anytime soon.
All right, we're down to number 2, the Interstate 11 project. This project is valued at $3.1 billion to $7.3 billion. It would include construction of a highway that would provide a connection from Mexico to the Hoover Dam, connecting with the I-11 in Nevada. In the summer of 2014, the Arizona and Nevada Departments of Transportation completed a 2-year study for this project. In 2015, Congress approved an act that formally designated I-11 as a proposed transportation route in Arizona. ADOT is currently funding and conducting the first step in a tiered environmental study to identify a potential corridor for the I-11 between Nogales and Wickenburg. They are awaiting their final report, which they submitted on the environmental study in 2019. The study team and the Federal Highway Administration do not currently have a timeline for the overall construction or completion of the I-11. They do, however, hope to have their option picked by the end of 2021.
Cool. The number 1 project we got for zombie projects is going to be the Acamel 7 master plan. It's located off McClintock Drive. It's on SRP MIC land. We have it valued at $4 billion. So this project was announced in early 2020, late 2019. It's a master planned entertainment community with a soccer stadium for the Phoenix Rising, a theme park, a production technology district. Solana Group is the master developer on this, and they're working with Camco Commercial Inc. They're also a developer, and they're going to be financing the project. The initial report said it might start by 2023 and that there could be up to 40 individual projects moving forward, but this one looks like it's very unlikely to happen. We actually got some reports that the owner actually only owns a small portion of land on the SRP MIC location that they want to build this on, so it's very unlikely that we'll see this living up to all the plans that it was expected to be. And that concludes all the zombie projects that we have. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Kristen about any of these, and then we'll toss it back over to you, Will.